Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama. Today I'm bringing you Winning with Ease. This is TvT defending against the Proxy Thor rush. So this was a user requested build and he did provide a replay, so thank you so much for providing a replay because it's so nice when you simply just put the replay on. You're like, oh, by the way, here's exactly how the guy was doing it. Here's exactly how he proxied the factory with the armory, etc. Just makes it a lot easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do this as if you do not scout the factory or the armory or anything like that. So you don't happen to scout the proxy. You're simply just kind of scouting their base, trying to, figure out what they're doing from that and stuff. And that's just simply going to be how exactly I'm going through this. I will be opening up as as the player did, who I believe was playing with me. Not playing with me, who gave the replay. And it's basically going into a 1-racks factory. And then I actually had a second racks down and then a starport. But basically, yeah. And so then you can get out, Vikings and tanks and etc. So anyways, I will be going into the new subscriber shout out really quickly while we do wait for this game to get underway. So if we take a look, we have Master DZ 522, Asian Dragon 4594, Mork Drum, D-Days 1, Trundlal 69, Shogeki, Guy 76767, Enton Lude X, and Okami Drop. So thank you very much for subscribing, you guys. And yeah, so now I do have the barracks going down right here next to my main, and I'm sending out my SCV, and he's actually going to be proxying the factory right over here. I mean, I'm just telling you this. I'm not going to scout it, of course, but just saying, like, they can proxy this pretty much anywhere. I've seen a ton of proxy spots on, like, in Tomb Valley. You can proxy down at the 4th base. You can proxy over in kind of the side bridges that connect the bases and such. So there's really, a lot of spaces for that, and you can't always just rely on, oh, you're just going to scout for the proxy, and that's it. Yes, it can be helpful to scout the proxy, but at the same time, it doesn't always work. So I do try and go up, but he does have the second supply depot down right there to kind of block me off, as well as his refineries going down. So if you do want to scout a little earlier, that'd probably be better because you could actually get into the base and see that he has a gas. Right now, all I know is basically, oh, hey, something kind of fishy's going on because I'm trying to get up into his base, and he has 2 depots right here. So he's clearly trying to keep me out for some reason, which is fine. So now I'm going to pretend like I'm going home, go run to the watchtower, see if there's anything crazy going on there, and there's not. So now I'm going to go ahead and hide my SCV over here for later use so that I can send him in. So I do open up with a 1-racks FE, and now, as I said, I will be going into getting tanks and then, of course, Vikings a little bit later on, and just continuing to kind of pump out a Marine tank Viking sort of army. Pretty typical, just kind of standard play right here. And I can pick out the SCV with the Marines down here. If you do want to move him down the ramp a little bit more, you can probably pick the SCV off before he scouts that you do have that command center. So just something to note. And so I am getting the double gas immediately after this barracks right here at 19 supply. I did grab both of those and throwing my guys on immediately because you want to be able to get out the fast factory so you can get some fast tanks in this match or in this kind of build order. That's just kind of how it does play out. So bunker going down as well because, hey, I scouted maybe something fishy was going on up here just to be a little bit safe. Throw down a bunker, and of course you can always salvage the bunker. That's the best thing. That's the most underrated thing I believe that Terrans don't really utilize is a bunker costs literally 25 minerals if you can take into the account the salvage. And yes, there's like immediate resources, sure, but at this point, I didn't really need to spend those resources on anything crazy. It's much better to have that defense just in case than to not throw it down and then, come in and get rolled and be like, well, crap, maybe I should have built a bunker. So I'm going to be throwing out the factory, getting my supply depots to make sure I'm not getting supply blocked, and then I will be building another barracks, I believe, fairly shortly. And down here I do have this SCV, so I can go scout in, and this is at the time, at about 620, you'll have enough energy, 615 to 620, you have enough energy to go ahead and make another call down, or another mule, but for that I like to use it for a scan if I cannot get in with my SCV. So this is something that somebody was complaining about in the last video. They're like, oh, you should try it with your SCV. Yes, that's very true. Try and send your SCV in, which I should be sending in very, very shortly. So yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and send him up. So try and send in with your SCV. If for some reason you can't, and so I see the SCVs pumping out, so I'm like, all right, I know something already is going on. I scout his expansion. I don't see anything there, and he accidentally has a supply depot down. So I can also scout into his base and kind of check out. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start throwing down extra bunkers. I'll throw down one, and I'll actually be throwing down a second extra bunker because hey, when you see that many SCVs being pulled, you know something crazy's up. I only see 2 barracks in his base. That clearly can't be right. As well, I'm going to get an engineering bay. I got that as soon as I didn't scout this, just in case he tried to proxy some banshees on me, something like that, so I can have turrets out, etc. So here I'm going to see him start to push in right now, and I don't have too much. I'm going to have to make sure that I can pool all of my SCVs over here to repair, so that's going to go down, but this is why you get the 2 additional bunkers, because now you can of course set these all to auto repair, and you can just start repairing so easily, of course, to just do it. And look how many SCVs I brought. I brought 15 SCVs down. Is that overkill? No, not at all, because this is a 1 base all in from your opponent. Most people don't realize that. They're like, oh, maybe if I just bring like 5 SCVs over to repair, like they just try and hold so they can stay economical, somewhat with those SCVs. I mean, I want to pause really quick and say, look at the harvester count, 32 to 23. So by having out this many SCVs down here, there's really, I mean, we're basically on even footing in terms of that. But I have 2 bases, he has 1, so I'm getting double mule production, and I am just fine. So as you can see, look, our incomes are exactly the same right now. But he has to make something happen because he does not have another base. So if we continue, you can see him come in. I have a siege tank up. He's able to actually kill that off. That's totally fine. I do a decent amount of damage. In the meantime, I'm continuing to just pump out siege tanks. The rally, for some reason, would not keep setting, no matter how many times I tried to set that rally. It just did not set. So I do get the 2 barracks. And then the reason I didn't throw down the starport is because I did scout here and saw no expansion. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, time to get, make sure I'm defended first. Then I can worry about that. So here I will add the starport on, add another barracks on, of course, just continue to kind of macro up at this point in the event they just, take another base here, whatever it is. And I as well can start returning a couple of SCVs to mine. I, of course, am continuing to build SCVs, but look at how many I'm still leaving down here, right? I am still leaving 8 SCVs down to mine right here. And I do as well scout over there to see if he's building an expo. No, he's not, so I know he's pretty much going all in. I could even add an additional bunker here if I really wanted to for these extra marines. But I feel pretty safe. I've got 2 tanks. I killed off a decent amount of units. I killed off a lot of marines. I killed off some of his... I weakened Thor. I killed off some of his SVs, so here he's going to try and push up, and it's just really going to be an easy kill, especially once you get these siege tanks out with all of that splash. He's really not going to be able to do anything. So one thing that I was really unable to mention that I kind of want to talk really quickly about was when I did see those SCVs leaving the base and I started throwing the bunkers down, I also came back here. I selected all these SCVs, or about like that many. I took out the mule and I said control whatever, like control 2, I think I set them to. So I set all of these SCVs to 2. So the second that I saw them start to push up and start to attack, I could just grab my hotkey, press 2, and do repair, and then just come down here and they could start repairing the bunkers. So that would really make it helpful, as opposed to saying, oh crap, oh let me go back to my base, let me grab some SCVs, oh wait, I need more, oh I don't want, and then you come back and you're already dead. So it's just really helpful if you just kind of already kind of preset stuff like that. And put yourself in a good position. So that's going to be it for the Proxy Thor rush. That's basically how you can very easily defend it. And my name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys learned something. I will see you guys in my next video.